She stole on me, y'all. She said,
you watching the brat? ChesaTheBrat, yeah. Get a subscriber tab. ChesaTheBrat, ChesaTheBrat, ChesaTheBrat.
what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, girl, what are you doing? Literally,
what are you doing?
have you not heard that when you subscribe to me, you get a fatter ass, you get a bigger bank, you get that you was plotting on?
Yeah.
As you guys can see by the title, I know y'all are probably like, girl, it gets to a point. Like, it actually does. It
actually gets to a point.
I agree with you though, but to my defense, this story time is a, well, it is almost like a two-parter story time in one. I'm not going to break it up into two different videos just because I'm not doing all that, but this story time ranges from a situation that happened with her when I was 16, 17, also when I was like 18, 19, maybe 20. So yeah, this one's gonna be really crazy. You know, when you hear your homegirl tell you something that happened either with a girl that tried her or maybe like a dude or something, and you get more mad than her, like you're more mad for her than her.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Before I get into the story time, I want you guys to go ahead and leave a comment on which story time you want next out of these three different options. I was gonna do a story time on another stalker-like situation. I'm not gonna give you guys too much context on that, on whether it was a girl or if it was a guy, but a stalker type of situation story time again. Or I was gonna do my first real situation with a girl. I would say like first girlfriend or something like that, but it was one of those things where we were serious, but nobody asked anybody to be their girlfriend. Like, I didn't ask her to be my girlfriend, she didn't ask me to be her girlfriend, and she did me dirty as fuck. So also, she doesn't claim me as an ex-girlfriend, so what do I look like sitting up on the internet claiming her as an ex-girlfriend? Okay, I have told y'all on the internet multiple times, like, I've never taken a girl seriously. When I say that, I just mean I've never had a girlfriend, like a solidified girlfriend, like, do you want to be my girlfriend? On either end, ask me or me ask her. But I've had plenty of situations where it was damn near giving that. Like, y'all know, y'all, whether you're part of the community or not, whether you deal with boys or girls, you know that just those situations where you're dealing with somebody and y'all are basically together but nobody has asked. Like, basically, you're a goofy. No, I'm just playing, but it's basically that. I've had multiple serious situations with girls, just never was official, so that's why I've said that in the past. So a situation with that situation is also super messy and got physical, so there's that one. And then the last one is a similar situation, but I gave my homegirl a chance a little further than friendship, and it ruined the entire friendship, and we also got physical. So let me know which one of those three you guys want first, or just order it if you guys can. Also, if you guys see hype when you swipe on where the like button is, if you scroll or like swipe it to the right or whatever, or swipe it to the left and you see hype, if you can, I don't really know what it is, but I got a notification, something about it. If you can hype this video, I think it's free to do. If it's not, then don't worry about it, but I don't really know too much about what it is. But if you're able to hype up this video, it's supposed to help me in my algorithm. Leaving a like also helps me so much, because a lot of people are saying that my videos aren't coming up on their feed or they're not getting notifications. So I know when you do like this video, it helps me so much. So if you guys could do that for me, leave a comment. Commenting helps me a lot as well. I'm just gonna jump into this video because this one is heavy, baby. Like, this one's a hefty one. Okay, I met this girl and I'm gonna give her the name Puppet. I'm pretty sure I've named somebody Puppet in a story time before. We're gonna have to start recycling names when it fits, because sometimes the name is just too fitting for the situation for me to not reuse it. This is one of those friends that I literally considered a sister to me. I met her in homeroom of like 6th grade. I don't know if it was homeroom or orientation, but I met her in 6th grade. Quite literally, before it even started, I met her, and she was just such a bubbly personality. I'm pretty sure we were supposed to have homeroom together, and my schedule ended up getting changed, or hers did, one of our schedules, and we still ended up talking just because of that initial meeting. Like, when we met each other was so like just genuine and lit. Like, she just had such a good vibe about her. We started seeing each other around the hallways in middle school, and we just were talking and talking and talking, and we got really, really close. Now, how we ended up bonding is going to be pretty significant for the story time. Like, I'm giving y'all perspective as to why this situation is so fucked up in comparison to other situations where it just had me fucked up, because it's just crazy when you bond with a girl like a literal sister, especially when you don't have sisters. Like, I grew up with a big brother, and that's about it. So when I bond with someone and I consider you my family or my sister, and you betray me in any way, it just hits way different than any random friend or any random that I knew. We started to bond because the older that we got, the more free-spirited, I want to say, that she got. She started to have a lot of rifts with her mother. Now, me and my mama, you know what I'm saying? I love my mama down. Y'all know I love my mama down boots. But me and my mom definitely didn't get along the best when I was younger, because I had a mouth on me. Like, yes, I had good grades. Yes, I could really do whatever I wanted to do as long as my grades were straight. I was popping off on teachers. I was popping off on my parents. Not in the same sense how like them palm color people be doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't call my mama her name. I didn't cuss at her, scream at her. I didn't, you know, swing on her, nothing crazy like that. But I definitely would talk back, and I definitely could be a little disrespectful at times. And when Puppet started getting into it with her mama, I kind of bonded with her about that, because I understood where she was coming from in a sense, because her mom wasn't like a bad mom. She wasn't like physical with her or just like endangering her, nothing like that. But she did not put up with Puppet's, like, she just didn't. She wasn't going, like, she just wasn't going. So when Puppet would get in trouble, she started getting to wanting to run away from home, and sometimes she would run to my mom's, like to my house, and my mom would let her inside. But my mom also is not finna just have you over here and not tell your mama where you at. So my mama would, you know, tell her like, you know, you can stay here, I'm gonna cook you some dinner, like we gonna eat dinner or whatever, but I'm gonna have to let your mama know that you're here, because you're still a minor. You can't just be ripping and running and being up under my roof and your mama don't even know where you are, you know what I'm saying? So she would call her mom, and my mom would kind of mediate between things that happened between her and her mom. And she got real close with my mama, she got real close with me. So these are just kind of things that made me really close with her and view her as like a sister, because my mama didn't even play, especially in middle school, my mama didn't play that like spending the night over the weekdays or just having people come over unannounced. Like, my mom was definitely not strict, because again, y'all knew she let me like do what I wanted to do for real, but she was sensing, they were strict in their own sense. Her and my nana, like, my house was quiet, baby. On the weekdays, you was not finna be blasting no TV. You was not finna be having no people over, spending the night. They can come over, but once, you know, it starts to get dark out, they need to go home, or if it's getting late, stuff like that. Especially in middle school. Like, high school, it was different. I could have people over on the weekdays and stuff like that. I still had to be quiet. Anytime I ever lived under my parents' roof, if I went to go spend the night over my parents' house right now, I would have to be quiet at night. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I know everybody, it's like, duh, you gotta be quiet when your parents sleep. I mean like quiet. I mean like TV on like 5. That's what I mean. Like, they don't play about their quiet time, okay? I had a behavioral issue at school. I was going through it mentally. She was going through it mentally. So we bonded over our situations with our parents. We bonded over mental health. We bonded over just getting into it at school. We would be in ISS together, all type of stuff. And that might not sound like the best way to develop a friendship, obviously, but she was really there for me and I was really there for her, and we were just two peas in a pod. Like, she was somebody that I could really trust, I would say. We both ended up getting transferred to that middle school. If you guys are OGs, you know that I started off at a middle school in my, like, closer to my area at the time, which was diverse, and it was, you know, looked more like people like me and, you know, diverse. And we ended up getting transferred to a high school, I mean to a middle school that was in the same county, but it was closer to less diversity, let's just say that. Like, it was snowing in the area, I already told y'all. So when I got to this school, I started experiencing like discrimination from teachers, and it just was a lot. Like, there was a teacher I literally kicked in the shin because she threw a paper down and told me to pick it up, and I was like, I'm not gonna pick it up. Like, she threw it on the ground, like, and told me to pick it up like a dog, like fetches, like I was supposed to fetch like a dog, literally. Or like a toddler, you tell her, like, I wouldn't even do that to a toddler. Like literally, I wouldn't even do that to a dog the way she did it to me. And she did it in front of the whole class. And I was like, I'm not gonna pick that up. I'm like, I'm not. And she was like, oh, it seems like your mother didn't raise you right. And I don't know why that just did it for me, because don't talk about my mom, and why are you trying to, like, it just gave, she just didn't like minorities basically. And so I kicked her in the shin, and this bitch was riding around the school on a scooter. Like literally, they knew better than to expel me, because she already had a track record of having these allegations on her of being discriminatory, and the school was definitely the kind of school to allow certain to slide, but they didn't want like an uproar of parents, and they just had this influx of a bunch of minority kids. It wasn't just a fully like black school or anything like that. It was still a diverse school, but it just was way more diverse than their school was. So you have this cultural influx of people coming to your school, and you want a bunch of parents to be knocking at your door saying the teacher's like, you know, they didn't want that, but they weren't going to let the teacher go at the same time. So when I kicked her in the shin, they just gave me ISS. They didn't expel me, they didn't do nothing to her, and was riding down the halls on a scooter, and I was literally looking at her in the halls, and I would be like,
speed up. You better speed up. You better put some pep in your step.
I used to troll her so bad. Like, I could not stand that teacher. I literally could not stand her. But fast forward, we're like 10th grade, 16, 17, I don't know, almost 11th grade, and she done met Ella. Y'all know Ella was my best friend at the time, around 11th grade. We're like friends with the same people, and we're really, really close. Still no situations have happened. I cannot say a bad thing about her, even down to her looks. Like, we're gonna get into that too, but she was a pretty chocolate girl. I have nothing bad to say. I'm not no hater. She was not, I had nothing bad to say about her up until these situations happened. So fast forward, we're 16, 17. I'm working, I think I was working at Get Air, because I told you I worked at an arcade, like rock climbing place, and I've worked at the beauty supply store, but that was when I already graduated high school. I've worked at Five Below, and I worked at this time around, I think I worked at Get Air, a trampoline park or whatever. She doesn't have a car, but she drives to school in like her grandma's car or whatever, or something like that. But when we're hanging out like outside of school, she can't really drive her parents' car because they're working, or they just didn't trust her with taking it anywhere besides school. I don't really know. So whenever we would hang out, I would pick her up or whatever. So around this time, I started dating this boy. Now, we're not official or anything like that, but we are only supposed to be talking to each other. Y'all know how it goes, especially in my teenage era. Like, baby, these boys played me like 2K, like literally. But I really liked him at the time, and this was somebody I had known for a long time, probably just as long as her, maybe like not as long, but I've known him for years as well. And he was one of those boys that I had like an ongoing type of flirtatious vibe with. We never did anything besides like kiss before, but we decided to take each other seriously at this time. I was in between one of my exes, or one of my boos that undid me dirty, and I was focusing on him. Now, y'all, this is just, we end up starting to go on dates, me and him. He has a car, and I want to preface this by saying he had a very distinctive car. Like the interior, even the interior of his car, like his dad had money, gave him this nice ass whip. I was driving a Lemon, a really, like, I was literally driving a hoopty. Like, he had a nice car, and again, very distinctive. Keep this in mind for later. She started telling me, oh my gosh, y'all are so cute. And she didn't have no boo at the time. Like, she had ended things with her boo like probably a couple months before I got like official, or not official, but like started taking old boy seriously. I'm not even gonna give him a name. Should I give him a name? I'm giving the other boy a name, so I might as well give him a name. I'm just gonna name him Player. Who cares? We're gonna just name him Player. Player and I would go on these dates, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see no red flags about him at all, like the entirety of the relationship. Maybe I was blind even still to this day, to the point where I can't think of any, but I really didn't have no red flags. He was a bit older than me. He went to a different school, but I knew him. We were friends first, so I kind of, that's probably why I felt like there were no red flags, because I felt like I knew him. And Puppy kept insisting that she wanted to hang out with us sometimes, and it's not like I would have plans with her and then I would like make plans with him and then she would want to hang. Like, it would be separate. I would hang out with her all the time, but whenever me and him would hang out, sometimes she would want to do something because she was bored, and she insisted on tagging along. And it wasn't like she was third wheeling, because we weren't doing nothing intimate. Like, we were literally just going to eat or going on arcade dates, Main Event, skating, same that I was doing that I told y'all about, and it would be fun. Like we wouldn't be leaving her out, so that's why she kept insisting on coming, right? So fast forward weeks of sometimes she's coming with us, sometimes she's not. He ends up telling me like,
I told my homeboy, your friend or whatever on Instagram or whatever.
I guess he like found her in my comments. I really don't know. I never like asked him the details of that. I didn't think too much of it. Y'all, my eyes are itching from these lashes. I do not like these lashes. But he's like, and my homeboy said like basically that he needed that. He was like,
he thinks that she's so beautiful and I wouldn't put your homegirl on to no shitty ass nigga.
And whole time I'm thinking like, boy, shut the up. Like you literally are the shitty ass nigga. Like you are the shitty ass nigga in question.
Literally. But
I didn't know that at the time. So he's just like, you know, he's basically playing wingman or whatever, right? So I ended up being like, okay, I'll tell her, like I'm gonna tell her or whatever and ask her if she's interested. Basically I asked her, she's like, what does he look like? I'm like, I don't know. I asked him for a picture or like, can you show her what he looks like? He's like, he don't take pictures of himself, he don't like taking pictures of himself, but he's valid, mind you. He knew better than to play. Like I told him, like if you play, y'all, if he would have played, I would have been mad. Like he knew. I was like, my homegirl is a baddie, you better not play, basically. And he was like,
nah, like no homo, like pause, but I don't hang around no ugly shit. Like I don't hang around no niggas that are ugly. All the niggas I hang around are fly. All the niggas I hang around are valid.
And in my head I'm thinking like if you know, you know. But like, okay, we get it, boy. Like you love your homeboy. But I'm just like, okay, well, let's do it or whatever. So she's like, mind you, she's my more rebellious friend. Like I said, she loves a good adrenaline rush, she loves a good surprise. She just like, well, he don't take pictures of himself. And she did make a little weird comment saying like, well, your boo is cute, so he's probably cute too. And y'all, some friends do that. Me personally, I'm not making no comment on none of my friends' boos unless they ask me. And even then, if I find your boo handsome, which I'm not even looking at your boo like that, I'm probably just gonna say that y'all suit each other, or like he looks good for you, or he's not ugly. I'm not gonna go out of my way to be like, oh yeah, your man fine, your man cute. Like no. Or go out of my way to even say he's not ugly without you asking me. That is not that's weird to me. I don't know. We end up setting up a little double date or whatever. She comes, nothing bad happens, everything's fine, they click, she's loving what she's seeing, he's loving what he's seeing, and they instantly hit it off. We're all vibed out, and now we're all kind of caking, right? So we all start going on more and more dates. And I don't know if something specific happened between Puppet and her mom to where she must have lied to her about something, or like told her she was going on a double date with me one time, ended up only hanging out with her boo instead of actually doing what she said she was gonna do, and maybe she got caught up. I don't know the details because she didn't tell me, and I just never knew what happened or whatever. But I know out of nowhere she started saying like, my mom be tripping now when I go on these double dates with you. She be thinking I'm lying, that I'm not just with you. And mind you, her mama loves me, her mama trusts me. Like she always would say, out of all your friends, I think Chesa is the best influence on you, basically. So I knew that it wasn't like just out of nowhere she couldn't trust me because I was fast or going or nothing like that. So it had to have been a situation. I just don't know what the situation was. So she's just like, oh yeah, like I don't know why she's tripping, but I feel like I need to find a way for us to be able to do this without my mom thinking I'm lying. Like, cause I wasn't at her house and then we go, cause she didn't live that close to me. So I would pick her up sometimes, but I don't think her mom was always there. Like she just didn't believe that she was with me all the time. For whatever situation must have happened, I don't know. She comes up with a situation, like an idea where there's this girl apparently that lives in her neighborhood that she's close with. I think her mom is close with her mom. And basically she's like, well, if you bring, we're gonna name her Easy. Not even gonna keep her anonymous. Her real name is Izzy, probably short for Isabella. I don't know what her full name is. Izzy was her real nickname, and Easy sounds like Izzy, and she's easy, so we're gonna call her Easy. She's like, my mom said if I bring Easy with me to these like double dates or whatever, then it's cool, and she trusts it more, and she just knows that I'm not with just a boy alone or whatever. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know who Easy was. I never met her. I never even heard of her before. But since she said that she's like a close like family friend to her and she knows her, again, this is a girl that I really trust. So I'm not feeling like she's gonna bring me around no ill company. Like she knows me, so she knows the company I keep. She knows that I don't like to be around no weird ass people, and I'm not thinking she's gonna bring me around no weird ass people, right? She starts bringing Izzy around. Izzy is a cool vibe. She is a palm colored person, but yeah, she starts coming around and she's hanging with all of us when we're doing these activity based things, and me and Izzy are starting to establish not a friendship, but we're like acquaintances at this point. Like, we're cool. When I see her, it's like, hey girl, like sometimes I would drop her off back at the neighborhood with Puppet and stuff like that, and we probably hung out like one-on-one, not one-on-one, but like me, Puppet, and Izzy without the boys probably like a couple times. I never had her number or nothing like that. I followed her on Instagram, but that's about it. But we're gonna get into this situation now. So fast forward some more time, weeks of all of us hanging out as a group at this point, and Izzy is damn near, like, she actually is fifth wheeling at this point. But again, this is what my friend wanted to do. She wanted to be able to see her dude, and Izzy was down to do it. So I guess, it didn't matter to me. So they start hanging out so much to the point where sometimes my boo is there with Puppet and her boo, and obviously she has to bring Izzy, so they're all together sometimes. And I didn't think anything was a problem, because just like I was hanging out with my boo and my friend tagged along, I viewed it the same way. He wants to tag along with his friend, and his friend's boo, which is my friend, happens to be there. It's nothing, like, I trusted him and I trusted her. I trusted her more than him, obviously, but I didn't think nothing of it. And I obviously, if I'm being honest, I didn't think Izzy was their type, because they would say that that's not their type. Not to say anything is wrong with, you know, palm colored people or nothing like that, but you know, that just wasn't their preference according to them. Not in regards to Izzy, like, it was never brought up in relevance to her, but it's just they've said it like before Izzy was ever even coming around. This one particular night where I have to work a night shift on the weekend at Get Air, they end up trying to convince me to take off. They're like, we want to do something, and I'm like, baby, I can't take off. Like, I know y'all want me to hang out with y'all, and I want to hang out with y'all too, granted, but I can't. I have to work. So they end up coming up with the magical idea, with the grand idea, that they want to hang out at Get Air so that they can still be around me, but I still get to work, basically. And it was a lenient job, like, especially when the hating ass shift lead that I'm talking about wasn't there, or like whenever she would leave for the day and I would still be working, especially the night shift, it would turn into a more like calm and lenient shift or whatever. I would be able to talk to people, and as long as I was doing my job, doing my checks and walking the checkpoints and stuff and cleaning when I needed to clean, I could still like talk to people, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a I just couldn't say nothing to nobody type of job, but I wouldn't be able to jump with nobody. I wouldn't be able to participate. So when they came, it was all of them, including Izzy, and I kind of had a sense of FOMO, because I know that they had good intentions, or at least I thought they had good intentions. They didn't want me to feel left out, so they came to my job to hang out so that they could still be around me, but I couldn't participate with them. Like, I'm seeing them jump and do backflips and all type of and all I'm doing is being able to look at them. Like, baby, I want to be able to jump with y'all. Mind you, my boo is there. Like, I want to be able to hug up on my boo, kiss up on my boo, and I can't even do that, and y'all just playing Olympics in my face. Like, it just was a little bit of FOMO on my end, okay? So they end up leaving or whatever. The night ends up passing, and I want to say a couple weeks go by. My boo, what did I name him, y'all? Player ends up going completely cold. Like, when I say cold, I don't mean just not texting me back or texting me slow and dry, but also being mean. Like, he started being mean. He started being irritable, snappy. And I didn't know at the time that a lot of the times when you're with somebody and they randomly start being mean to you, or they randomly start just getting annoyed with everything you do, that they are most likely cheating on you. Either that or they just don't want to be with you. But normally it's they're cheating on you, or they're doing something behind your back, and it's like subconscious guilt, or I mean, they're giving their attention to somebody else. The attention they're giving you is going to be, you know, limited, or it's going to be tainted in some type of way. But I didn't know that because I was younger. So I'm just like, but I'm not stupid either. So I was just like, what the is this nigga like being weird to me for? And I started to like try to make my own like guesses, or try to make sense of it myself. And the only thing I could come up with was maybe he was bothered that I wasn't able to hang out so much because of me working, and he was like starting to feel like he didn't have his girl and his boy had his girl with him, and maybe that was blowing him. I didn't really know what the problem was because we didn't have any issues. What I thought to do was ask Puppet if, you know, when y'all are hanging out and I'm not around, does he ever say anything weird? Does he ever like say he's not happy with me, or say he wants to be with someone else? Like, does he ever, you know, say something because he's acting off or whatever? And she's just like, no girl, like he always talks good about you when you're not around. I would tell you if he didn't. Like, he said he loved you and he's gonna make it official with you soon. Like, she's hyping it up. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't know what is going on with him. I'm not sure if he's like going through something or something. So I'm just like trying to figure it out. Eventually he ends up finally pulling up on me after being weird as towards me. And when he pulls up on me, I get in the car, in his car, and I end up noticing this product that's on the floor of the car, and it's not my product. It is a makeup product, and I did wear makeup from time to time. Like, I was playing around in makeup and trying to learn makeup back then, but all I literally did was foundation and concealer. I literally didn't know about anything. I don't even think I knew about setting powder. I didn't know about contour. I'm like, what? I'm looking at it, and it's like one of those dual sticks. It's like the NYX contour stick. Y'all know I use that, the Wonder Stick or whatever. It's like one of those. I don't know if it was that brand, but it was like where there was a highlight on one side and there was a bronzer, or no, a contour on the other side, right? And I read it and it said Universal Light. Now, since I wasn't super into makeup, I thought Universal Light was like, it's just one shade for everyone. I didn't know that, like, the best way I can explain it is the contours I have seen, like even to this day, I've bought a Wonder Stick that says something. I got mixed up Universal Light with Neutral, I think it is. I don't really remember. I might be completely wrong even back then and still to this day. But I thought Universal Light was like one that worked for everybody. I don't know why I thought that, because everybody's different shades. But I also kind of didn't know that palm colored people used like contour. Like, I don't know. Ignorant, I know, but I didn't know much about makeup, so I didn't know that they used anything to darken up their face anywhere. Like, I just didn't know about makeup. He had a brother. He lived with his father. He did not have a mother. He did not have sisters. He did not have cousins. I mean, he probably had cousins, but he didn't have no sisters that he drove around. He didn't have no cousins that he drove around. And I want to preface this by saying as well, he would press me about what I had going on. He would literally ask me, do you be hanging out with your guy friends from school? Do you be driving around your homeboys and stuff like that? And he would make it clear he doesn't want me to do that. He would make it clear he don't want me to talk to nobody else. All of the sorts. So I would not think that he would be doing that on the flip side. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, whose is this? Whose is this? And I immediately like sent a picture of it to Puppet, and I'm like, girl, this nigga's cheating on me. This nigga got me up. And she immediately is like,
girl, that's mine.
What do you mean by that?
And y'all think y'all know where this is going, but y'all don't. She's like, this is mine. So I'm like, wait, what? I was like, girl, when were you in his car? And she was like,
oh, I'm sorry. I meant to tell you, but I forgot to tell you that day that we went to your job and we ended up leaving. My boo ended up having to go, and he was in a rush. So I ended up having to have Player take me and Izzy back to my house, or take us home or whatever.
Feel real comfortable, huh? Get uncomfortable. Block.
And I was like, oh, I mean, cool, but why ain't nobody told me that? Like, you rode in my essentially my boyfriend's car without letting me know. He didn't let me know nothing. So I find that really like strange. Like,
I would expect you to let me know something like that. And she's just like, you right, but you were working and you don't be on your phone much when you're working, so we didn't want to bother you. We were gonna tell you after, but we forgot to.
Basically. So I was just like, okay, well, next time that you need him to do anything for you, just let me know. Like, I wouldn't have been bothered by him taking you home. Like, I wouldn't have him leave you stranded, you know what I'm saying? So I turned to him and I'm like, oh, this is where I f***ed up at, y'all. I turned to him and I'm like, oh, so this is Puppets? And he looks at me and he's just like, and before he could even talk, I'm like, so you didn't want to tell me you took them home because I was working? You couldn't have just quickly told me? So I basically fed him what Puppet said without even giving him a chance to explain himself. He was looking shitty. He was looking ashy. He was looking at me literally like a deer in headlights. Like, he was stuttering at first, but I didn't even give him the opportunity to explain himself and give him the explanation, or give him the opportunity to lie.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
He automatically gets to use that as his alibi. Like, he's like,
yeah, literally, we didn't want to tell you because you were working, and I didn't want to disturb you, and then I forgot about it after you got off because we got to talking, and I just know how you are about your friends, and I wouldn't want to leave them stranded. My homeboy, he really had to go, and he didn't want to have to worry about taking them both home.
And I'm not even thinking about the fact that they live in the same neighborhood, so he could have just dropped them both off. Like, they could have rode with her boo, and he could have just dropped them both off at one of their houses, and they could have went and, you know, one of them could have got to the other house. You know what I'm saying? But like, they were making it seem like he just had to go, like it was an emergency or whatever. And he was like gaslighting me, and he was like trying to use like,
oh, I know you care about your friends so much. Like, I just know you care about your friends. Like, I just knew you would want me to take them home and be a gentleman.
Boy, if you don't.
After this situation, everybody starts being weird as to me, including Puppet. Like, I of course go to school with her. She's not completely ignoring me, but she's being distant on the weekends. She's being vague about what she has to do. She's not able to hang, but I'm pretty sure she was hanging out with them. Like, I don't know what was going on, but there was like this switch after I found that in the car or whatever, and I end up getting broken up with by Player. Player ends up hitting me up. He's like,
this isn't gonna work. Like, I just got a lot going on, and the reason that I've been acting off is because I just got so much going on and so much on my plate, and I really just need to focus on myself.
And baby, whether you 16, 17, 27, 24, 43,
92,
when a man tells you that he just wants to focus on himself and he don't want to be with you, he doesn't want to be with you because he just doesn't want to be with you. There could be a plethora of different reasons why he don't want to be with you. Main one, most likely being he wants some new pussy. He wants to with another, or he already is with another, or
he been with another.
Amen.
Or he just doesn't like you. I don't know if he feels like you can't cook, your cooter cat stank. I don't know. Like, there's a reason, and it's not that he wants to focus on himself, because anybody who wants to be with you is going to be with you. Anybody who wants to be with you is going to make it work. Anybody who wants to be with you is going to balance whatever they got going on in their life and you at the same time. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care. Unless you are literally battling against a zombie apocalypse, there is no way that you're telling me you are not, you want to be alone so you can focus on yourself. 9 times out of 10, the nigga telling you that he wants to focus on himself is immediately going to go the next day. So stop. You're focusing on yourself in some new.
Oh.
I'm obviously distraught. I really liked him. I called Puppet. I'm crying. And this is what kind of got me, because y'all know I've had an experience where a girl was like bashing a dude when she really had no reason to, because there were no red flags and he was good to me. This isn't giving that. It was giving she wasn't confused, which was the problem, because I had never told her nothing bad. We never had any issue besides me asking her, like, is he, like, you know, doing something with someone else or speaking about me poorly when y'all are around because he's acting weird. I never expressed any type of red flags about him or anything bad. So you would think that if you've only told your friend good things and they've seen your relationship and they hype it up constantly, you tell them that you got broken up with, their initial reaction would be confusion. They would be like, bitch, what? Why? Like, what he break up with you for? Like, what? Like, that's so random. That's so, you know, they would have felt blindsided by it too, or like felt like you got blindsided at least. And she wasn't. She was just like,
oh, him, like, you don't need him, girl, like, you better than him.
like, of course that was encouraging, but like, it didn't seem like she gave up as to why, or she even like was concerned as to why, like she already knew or something. Like, what? So, but I wasn't thinking nothing of that either. I'm just like, yeah, like, you right, him. So I end up, she's like,
just get cute, like, don't let him see that you are like sweating him, like, just, you know, make cute videos or whatever. He gonna see what he's missing,
basically, right? So my dumbass gets up, and later on I start doing my makeup or whatever, and I start realizing, like, I still had her contour stick. I've never done contour before, and she was like darker than me. She was like brown skin, but again, I didn't know much about contour. I thought that the dark would work for everybody, whether you're brown skin, light skin, or dark skin. So I was like, let me try to do my makeup different. Like, let me try to do a look, post on my Snapchat so he can really like see. I go to use it, like, it's my friend's contour stick. I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm not gonna use it. It's not something that goes on her hoo-ha, it goes on her face. So I put it on, or I tried to. I followed like a little video, and when I put it on, y'all, it literally looks like I put baby powder on my face. Like literally, there was no way, because again, if it's too light on me and you're a darker complexion than me, baby, it's most definitely not gonna work on you. So I'm like, what? And I'm thinking I must have put the highlighter side on my face. No, the highlighter side looks pale and white, and the other side looks pale and white, just a little darker, like a little more tan than the highlighter side. So I'm like, there's no way this is a contour stick. This must just be the highlighter stick. So I'm reading it. It's a dual highlight and contour stick. So I'm like, this was never Puppet's contour stick.
Don't play with me.
So I ended up texting her, and I'm like, this is not your contour stick. Is this Easy's contour stick? She doesn't text me back. So you know what I do, y'all? I decide to go on Instagram. I go to Easy's page. I'm no longer able to see her stuff. She's private. She never blocked me or nothing, but I was following her prior, and now her page is private. So she blocked me and unblocked me. If removing wasn't a thing, I'm not able to see her stuff no more. So I'm like, interesting. Okay. So what she doesn't realize is she's dumb enough to make her public, her main page private, but her spam or Finsta public. Isn't that kind of backwards? Wouldn't you say? So I don't know if it was able for me to click on it from her bio, but I already knew what it was. It was a play on her name. I've seen it before. I just never followed her Finsta because I wasn't, like I told y'all, I wasn't big on Finstas. I had one, but I didn't consider her a close enough friend to follow her Finsta so that she could follow mine and be all in my business. No. So I went to her Finsta and I watched her story. 24-hour ago, almost, or 23-hour ago on her story, she was in Player's car. Go down 2 weeks ago, one of her posts, her in Player's car. He's not in the picture, but his car is, his interior is. And you know what the caption was, y'all?
Before we got in the backseat.
Keep playing, hoe. That's how it's gonna sound when I snatch your mother hair from the roots.
Yes, Easy was Easy. She was a 304, okay? But this really hurt my stomach because it's like, Puppet, you supposed to be my best friend, one of my best friends. How you gonna have your homegirl backdooring me about my nigga that she came around and was kikiing in my face? Y'all came and jumped at my job doing front flips and back flips and herkies and all type of knowing that you was doing back flips and front flips on my nigga's dick.
Are you crazy?
So what did I do, y'all? I called Puppet. Player. Niggas are gonna be niggas. I didn't trust him as much as I trusted her. Okay, I trusted him as far as I could throw him. I called her and I'm like,
You're weird as, how could you do that?
I'm crying because I'm already sad we broke up.
How dare you, why would you bring your homegirl around my nigga and she fucking on my nigga and you knew it this whole time?
Oh, I didn't even tell y'all. In the likes of the picture that she had, the one that had the caption before we got in the back seat, Puppet was in the likes. It said her username in the likes. She was in the likes. So she knew about it. So it's not like, oh, they just did some under her nose. Like, no, you knew about it. So I'm pressing her. She's just like, Chesa, what are you talking about? She tried to gaslight me and be like, no, that's not his car. That's not his car. And I'm like, girl, this is not your contour. This is literally white. Stop playing with me before I like pull up. Like, I wasn't ready to fight her about this, even about this betrayal. It was like, don't play with my intelligence. You know I know. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. You know his car is very, like, distinct. It's very distinctive. It's very easily, like, noticeable. Stop. So she just like,
Chesa, I'm sorry. It was never no shady. It was just like she did something with him and I didn't know about it until after the fact, and she begged me not to tell you because she didn't want you to beat her up. She didn't want to fight you. She's not a fighter.
And it's like, how you gonna be in niggas? How you gonna nigga but you not a fighter? Like, make it make sense. Like, I don't care if you a fighter at this point. You're gonna be one with me, or you're just going to be a punching bag. Either one. Because how are you going to go and sleep with my nigga behind my back after you just been in my face and you're not a fighter. Baby, you about to become a fighter today.
She's just like, no, Chesa, I was gonna like, they were gonna end things. I didn't know about it. They like ducked off and, you know, did stuff under my nose. And then when I found out, I pressed her and I promised I wouldn't tell you as long as she ended it.
Like, girl, shut up. Like, stop. Shut up. Like, even if that's the truth, let's just entertain the idea that I'm gonna be around my homegirl's nigga and one of my other friends, which I wouldn't even do that. No shade. But neither here nor there. You're gonna be around my nigga and around an extra bitch while you with your nigga, and you not even gonna make sure that they not doing no weird shit, or at least pay attention to what's around you. And then even if they do something under your nose and you don't peep game until after the fact, you're not gonna tell me right away. This is not even a girl she's known since middle school. This is a girl that, I mean, her mom knows her mom, but she didn't meet her when she met me or before. She met her long after me. The bond that we had was way closer than the bond she had with her. So how do you prioritize, or how do you value your friendship with her, a 304? Mind you, this is a girl that I literally would talk about just like easy with her. Like, we both did not like girls who were trying to take other girls' man and stuff like that. The only time we had like a take your nigga type of era, or I ever did, was with just who took my nigga in the past. Like, baby, I'm waiting for you to get your next one so he can come up off of you. Things like that. Spiteful little catty, little petty, or that I had beef with, like real raw, dirty beef with, and like, yeah, I might try to take your nigga or something like that, but like, or maybe that took my homegirl nigga, something like that. I never was interested in taking a girl's man that I didn't know, or that I was cool with, or that I just don't talk to anymore. We would have to have some like real like Nicki and Cardi beef, or like worse, like actual real beef. So we don't even like girls like that. So why would you ever value a girl like that, especially a girl willing to do that to your homegirl, over me? Like, yes, you're right, I would have beat her up. Yes, you're right, I would have, you know, yeah, but like, why would you not allow me to do so? Like, you just gonna let her, my nigga? Like, what? I end up cutting her off, and I am not proud of this part of the story, but I ended up pulling up on Izzy. This was like later on in the day. I ended up like driving by her house to see if she was there, and I didn't know how that was gonna go because I most definitely was not gonna knock on her front door. But I pulled by her house, and miraculously enough, and I don't think it was a miracle really, I think it was a curse for her, I pull up and she's getting out of her car. Mind you, you're in my nigga's car and you got a car of your own. Like, you're just bold and you're posting it knowing it's public, knowing like, girl, you could have blocked me at least. So I get out of my car, and I'm not gonna lie, I rushed her, y'all. I literally rushed her. She had like a bag in her hand, everything. I did not let her square up. I did not do nothing. I literally rushed her. I said, and she's like hitting her head against the car window. She's like, and she's like trying to swing back. Like, she obviously don't even know what hit her. She probably thought that I don't know what she thought. I don't know what she thought, but she thought she was safe.
And she wasn't that.
So she's like getting banged up on the car door or whatever. I'm in a straight line. So I'm hitting her, and she's trying to swing at me. She did not hit me once, y'all. I did this girl so dirty. I think it was my ancestors or something. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was definitely not coming just from me. It was coming from literally the ancestors, because how dare you? How dare you? Like, how dare you? So I beat her up real bad. I hop in my car. I leave. Wasn't finna risk getting the police called on me. And I ended up texting Puppet. I told her, I just beat your friend ass, so you really should have just told me, because she was gonna get her ass beat. Regardless, you know, I find out everything. I don't put you, I'm not gonna put my hands on you. Do not speak to me in school. Do not look my way. It's not even about a nigga. It's just the principle. Because she was like, you cutting me off over a nigga? You're cutting me off over a nigga? No, I'm cutting you off because you played. That's why I'm cutting you off, because it's the principle of I would have never done that to you. You doing something to me I would never do to you is enough for me to cut you off, and you better be lucky I love you enough, like deep down, even though I would never with her again. Well, I thought I thought I would never with her again. I loved her enough to not treat her like just a random that I fell out with, because again, we bonded over so much stuff, even deeper than what I already mentioned. So just know I did not talk to her. But the difference between her and other girls that I fell out with, she didn't get beefy and disrespectful with me. She kind of just knew she f***ed up, and she left me alone and gave me that space. And we did not talk for the rest of 11th grade. We did not speak for 12th grade. probably once towards the end of the year, like we spoke, like saying our goodbyes or whatever. And fast forward to around the pandemic, about 2019, that's my graduation year. Going into 2020, I end up being with my boo, who I'm with now, like the same boo that I'm with now, whole different person. We got together in 2019, so now I'm in a relationship. We're not living together just yet, but I have an apartment because I'm going to college. That's when I got that apartment with Ella, and he's like staying over there from time to time and stuff like that. And I end up getting a text message from Puppet, basically a long heartfelt message. If I find it, I'm gonna put it on the screen, but something along the lines of like, I'm so sorry for how I treated you. I should have never let that get between our friendship. You've always been a good friend to me. You're like a sister to me. I really regret it. That was up of me. That was disgusting. I don't fuck with her anymore. We fell out over it. I've grown so much since the situation, and I really, really miss you, and I would love like a second chance at this friendship. I would never do you like that again. Like, I really miss you. And part of me wanted to say F her, so I didn't message her back for another 6 months after that message. But I really did miss her, and I had to be real with myself. Like, I could be prideful and like, you know, not with her again, even though I really want to, or I could, you know, give it a chance and maybe we'll have a long-lasting friendship. Sometimes you gotta stand like on your boundaries, even if you do miss somebody, because when somebody shows you who they are the first time, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna be the same person the second time and the third time and the fourth time. But some people can't change, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna chance it. I ended up texting her back on a drunken night. Should have never did that, and I just told her, you know what, I missed you too. I forgive you. I won't forget the situation. I would have never did you like that. I kind of like ran through my emotions and feelings about the situation again, and then I told her like, I'm down to talk about this in person and to link up. Long story short, we end up linking, and it's right back to the days when we were closest. We are laughing every day. We're hanging every day. She meets my boo. She's coming over the house. She don't have a car, but she's like on her feet, if that makes sense. Like, she's working. She got her own place. She just doesn't have a car at the moment. I think something happened with hers, and we're now hanging out 24/7. So without her having a car, months and months of friendship go on, maybe like even a year. I end up taking her to this hair appointment or this makeup appointment that she ends up asking me to take her to. Mind you, this is when we're now adults, 19, 20, or no, we're like 20, maybe about to be 21, I don't know, 19, 20, or 21. We're older now. So she ends up having me take her to one of these appointments. I've taken her to many of her appointments, and she ends up taking me to the boonies. Like, I'm talking about the ghetto, and you know.
Oh, don't let my class fool you. I love a good hood jam.
Never talking shit, be ass.
I can definitely adapt to any circumstances. I've been in the hood. My man, he came from Atlanta, like Atlanta. I grew up in like Clayco area, so that's not really the hood, but I have been in multiple hoods. Okay, I am not good in any hood, but I'm good in the hood. So there's niggas posted up outside. This is like a apartment complex. It looked like the bricks. Okay, it looked like the projects, but it was like an apartment complex. And again, this is around the pandemic, so not a lot of people are even taking home appointments, but the people who are, clearly, like, they need to, baby. Like, they need the money. You get what I'm saying? No shade. They need the money. They got their blickies out, they pew-pews, and I'm uncomfortable instantly, and she's uncomfortable instantly. I don't think we, like, Googled the area that we were gonna be in. I end up sitting in the car. I lock my doors. I sit in the car, wait for her appointment to be over. I walked her to the door. Niggas are trying to talk to us both. We're both just like, no, we're good, or whatever. I got that look like, baby, I don't play like that. Like, when I give a nigga that look, even the hood niggas, they be like, oh, baby, okay, you got it, ma'am. Like, you got it, ma'am. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not no bougie sedity bitch. It's not because y'all are in the hood. It's just like, I'm good off y'all. I had a boyfriend as well at the time, so like, leave me alone. She comes out of her appointment. One of the guys out there approaches her, and she gets to flirting with him. She gets to googly eyeing him. He is a hood nigga. Like, he is a YN, literally. Like, you can be a hood educated man, but then there are like crash out YN, getting into some trouble type of niggas, and that's the kind of niggas that they were. She gives him her number. They hit it off. They start texting. And again, I'm not the type of person to judge my girls off of who they decide to date, as long as it doesn't affect me, as long as they treat you good. I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna get all up in your business. I'm not your mama. So they start talking. Fast forward, they're talking for months at this point, and this ends up being her boyfriend. Yes, this ends up being her boyfriend. I end up being around him. I end up giving her a ride with him in the car with me sometimes. He ends up meeting my boo. And as y'all know, my boo makes music. He also can engineer. I don't know if y'all knew that, but he engineers for people. Like, he engineers his own music, but he also like has his own studio equipment. So he makes, or he engineers for people sometimes as like, you know, not a side hustle, because it could be a career if he wanted it to be, but it's just something he does on the side. Oh boy catches wind that he makes music and that he can engineer. I don't know if it's like one of their private combos, because we done had kickbacks at this point. They've been together for months. Me and him been together for months at this point, maybe even like we've been together like a year at this point. And my boyfriend is a welcoming person just like I am. I wouldn't say that he would consider him a friend. He would consider him like to be cool with him or whatever, and he would involve him because that's her boo, and if she's coming, like, you know, he's down to come or whatever. So they would have conversations, or maybe he saw on his Instagram that he made music or whatever. So he ends up, you know, being one of the million niggas in Atlanta who want to make music and be a rapper. He tells him like, oh, I want to do a session with you, what's your rate? My boo ends up giving him a discount, very discounted rate, which I didn't even like that, because I'm like, baby, you are worth way more than that. He's just like we already knew he was a bum. And I can say that because my boo would have to come out of pocket and pay for her stuff a lot of the time, even while he was there, because he didn't have it. Which, baby, I get it, you are like, you live in a certain area, but baby, go to work. Like,
In the day, and you broke, go to work. Go to work. Yeah, 'cause you're broke.
literally, because you're broke, go to work. So he's like, no, I'm with him, whatever. So he ends up saying they're gonna do a studio session at his house in a couple days or whatever. I guess they do that. And one thing that me and Puppet used to do was I would Apple Pay her money to Zelle it to me, and sometimes she would have me Cash App her money that she Apple Pays me, because I don't remember the exact reason. I think I wasn't able to use my Zelle other than like receiving money or whatever, or I don't know if like my card was only connected to my Cash App and not myself. I don't know. But I ended up one day needing to send her $500 on Apple Pay for her to Zelle to me, because I needed it in my bank account. So I would ask her, and she would always check like her bank account to make sure everything's good, vice versa, before we transfer anybody any money. I asked her, hey, can I transfer you this money, because I really need to have it in my bank account or whatever. And she's just like, she texted me back like 20 minutes later, and she's like,
Yeah, girl, it's all clear, like, send it to me or whatever.
and then she's like,
Wait, my phone's about to die. What you can do is, my boo, he's at home, he's not busy or nothing, and he just texted me back. You can send it to his Apple Pay, like, send it to his number. He can sell it to you right now, because my phone is about to die and I don't got a charger and I'm not home yet.
so, and y'all, I really needed the money. I didn't even want to text her boo's number. Like, I don't even play like that. Like, I don't like that type of but I mean, she told me to do it and I needed the money, so I was like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, everything's good. He's like on his phone right now. My phone's about to die. Do it. So I texted it first and I was like, hey, so-and-so said that I could Apple Pay you to sell me some money. He's like, yeah, I got you. Go ahead and send it. So I sent him $500 on Apple Pay. Now, if you know anything about Apple Pay does take a fee, but you can literally Google it. They are not taking a lot of money as the fee. They're not. They might take $7, $10, maybe even $20 max if you're transferring $500. It's not going to be that much money. And even if it was $50, that's not okay. So I ended up sending it to him. 10 minutes go by, he says nothing. It delivered and it went through. 10 more minutes go by, he says nothing. I send a question mark. He says, hold on. 20 minutes go by, he says nothing again. I'm not pressing your niggas. So I go and I text Puppet, and my message delivers to her. Like, her phone isn't dead. So I'm like, okay, she must have charged her phone now. She ends up texting me and she's like, hey girl, like, he said that Apple Pay took a fee. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. He can go ahead and send me the remainder of the fee that they took. He ends up sending me $200. No, $250. That, let me make sure my math is right, okay? Because is that not half? Is that not half of? What's half of 500?
1 divided by 2 times 500 is 250.
Okay, so Siri knows that it's 250. I know that it's 250. You know that it's 250. 250 is half of 500. Okay, so I immediately texted her and I said, LOL, it's not April Fool's, baby. It's not April Fool's. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's not April Fool's. He sent me $250. She said, yeah, he said it took out $250. He said it took half.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Do I look stupid to you? So I texted her back and I was like, baby, y'all both need to stop playing because Apple Pay doesn't take that much of a fee. I sent her a screenshot of it literally breaking down how much of a fee that they take, and I was like, that doesn't even make any sense. She takes another 10 minutes to text me back. In the span of 10 minutes, I'm calling her phone. I need that money, y'all. I'm calling her phone. She's like, she texts me. She doesn't even answer none of my phone calls. She texts me and she's like, I'm so sorry. He said that his card or his account was negative. He didn't know it was negative. His account was negative $250. He don't be using that bank account. And he didn't know it was that one. He can send you, or I can send you the remainder next week when I get paid. I promise. I'm so sorry. So I'm like, I'm mad. I'm heated. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, why would he not check? If you know you be checking your account and you be letting me know that it's clear to send it to you, why would you not make sure that he checks his account? I don't even feel like we should have to tell him to do that. He's a grown-ass adult. He's older than us. So why would he allow me to send him any money if he knew his account was overdrawn, especially $250? There's no way your account is overdrawn $250 and you didn't know it was overdrawn $250. There's no way. Maybe 10, 15, 20, even $50 overdrawn, maybe. I don't know. But $250, you played. I'm heated. My boo is at work, mind you, at the warehouse. I'm not even trying to bother him with this. He works the next day too. I told him like she pissed me off in regards to some money. Like she's playing with me, but she said she was gonna pay me back. And he texted me back slow anyway. He was working. So I didn't break down the whole situation to him, which is gonna be very important for the next part coming up. So obviously, even if you're ready to cut off your friend about some money that they owe you, you're not going to cut them off before you get your money. I wasn't even on like the mindset of cutting her off because she said she could pay me back next week. And I was like, you know what? Maybe she really didn't know. Maybe even if he knew, she didn't know. Like she wouldn't have told me to send it to him if she knew. Like I was like, I don't even like him anyways. So we end up, I'm like, all right, just pay me next week, whatever. So we end up supposed to hang out the next day or the day after that or whatever. It was the day after that because my boo was off work. And I was like riding around with him or whatever. And she was like, we just got into it. Can y'all come pick me up? Like, I want to like spend the night or whatever. Like, I'm over him. Like, he got me picked up and he's at my house. Like, they're arguing or whatever. Not no deep. They was on that on and off like at this point. And I was just like, yeah, girl, whatever. So we pull up and she gets in the car and we go down the road like down past the street, past the gas station, by her house and everything, and she ends up saying she forgot something back at the house. I get overly annoyed by this, not verbally, but like my boo can tell I'm very irritated with this. Normally I wouldn't care, but I was very irritated with this. I was just like, yeah, okay, like, boo, just turn around. And he was like looking at me, but then he waited till she got out of the car to go inside for whatever she left, and he was like,
why are you so irritated with her? I thought you said like y'all settled it. You still mad about the money or whatever?
I was like, did I tell you that it was $250 that she owes me? And he was like, wait, what do you mean? And I was like, I had sent her $500 to transfer for me, and she had me send it to her nigga because her phone was finna die and his account was overdrawn $250. I guess he didn't know, and now it ate $250 and I have to wait for her to get paid. My boyfriend, he looks at me like a deer in headlights. He looks at me like he's seen a ghost. He looks at me like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, like I know. I'm thinking that he's like agreeing that that's annoying and that like I should be mad. He's like,
he knew that he was overdrawn.
And I'm like, yeah, like I don't know how he couldn't know. Like, and I'm thinking that he's like agreeing, like that sounds like some bullshit, but like he doesn't know that he knows or whatever. He's like,
no, he knew. Like I know he knew.
And I was like, what you mean you know he knew? He was like,
because when bruh came to do the studio session, he couldn't even pay me, so I didn't even send him his track yet because he told me that he was overdrawn hella money. And he didn't know until that moment. Like he went to go pay me and he said his account was still overdrawn hella money, so he couldn't pay me. And I was like, I told bruh like it's cool or whatever. I did the session. I guess I wasted my time.
But I mean, I don't send. He's like, he deals with that often. Basically, if somebody comes and records with him, he's not going to send them the finished song, like the mix and mastered song, until they pay him his rate. So it's like, yeah, you didn't really scam him because you're not going to get your song, so you're going to have to pay eventually if you want your song or whatever, or you just wasted both of y'all's time, basically. So he's like,
but he told me, like he knew, and that was like a week ago.
Or at this point, y'all, this was like a week ago or a few days ago. So I'm like, so he knew prior to when I sent her this money. So I'm like, did she know? And he's like, she must have knew. So when she's coming out, he's at the door, and my boo like yells out the window, like he rolls the window down, and he's just like,
bro, come here. Like, come here.
And he like comes up to the car and he's like, what's up? And he's like,
Bro, why would you let my girl send you some money if you knew your account was overdrawn hella money?
And he's just like, bro, what? And he was like,
you told me your shit was overdrawn when you came to the session, and you let my girl send you money to sell her, and it ate her money, but you knew that already.
Or whatever. So now he gets all defensive. He's like, bro, are you trying to check me? Like, you pocket watching me? Like, you trying to check my pockets or whatever? And now my boyfriend is getting ready to get out of the car. And I grab his hand. I'm like, we're not doing that. So I get out the car. And he gets out the car too. And I turn to, like, they're like going back and forth or whatever. It's not getting that heated yet. They're just going back and forth. And I turn to her and I'm like, did you know that he was overdrawn all that money? And she's just like,
no, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know.
And he stops arguing with my boo and turns to her and he's like, why are you lying? Bro, why you lying, babe? And he's calling her babe. It's like, it's giving, I don't know, she was trying to play baby boy. Like, I don't know what she was doing with him. But he was like, babe, why you lying? Why you lying? You told me you was trying to with me. You were trying to help me get out the negatives. And you said that you would just tell her it was a fee and that you would just pay her back when you get paid. And you said if you didn't get enough money when you got paid that you would just tell her you need more time. Like, why you lying? Why are you trying to put this all on me?
I don't know what to say.
And now she's yelling at him. Now they're yelling at each other and I'm like looking at my boo like he can feel that I'm ready, but I'm like, I'm just trying to listen. And they're going back and forth, and as soon as he says this, she's trying to shut him up. She's getting all defensive. She's like, you're lying. He's like, I can show her the messages right now. He like starts getting out his phone and she knocks the phone out of his hand. So it's giving she's guilty of it or whatever. So my boo ends up like squaring up with him, basically getting in his face because he's like, you played, like you basically, whether it was her idea or your idea, like you scam my girl. Like, that's not cool. Like, especially letting them do a session with him. We're bringing you to our house, we're inviting you to stuff, we're paying for your girl stuff. I'm pretty sure my boo paid for his stuff before. So my boo is like pressing him, he's in his face or whatever, and I get in between them or whatever. I don't touch her boo at all. I touch my boo and I got in between them and I'm just like, babe, stop. And then she gets in the middle and she pushes my nigga hardest to the point where he like, I mean, he don't stumble or nothing, but like she pushed him so hard that he like really moved back a lot or whatever. So I pushed her hardest, and I wasn't even gonna fight her off of that, y'all. I just pushed her because like, bitch, don't push my nigga. I didn't even touch your nigga, don't touch mine. So I pushed her hard as fuck, and like she fell to the ground or whatever, and she got back up and she stole on me, y'all. She said, bitch, and she started swinging on me. Now y'all already know how this goes. So now we're fighting. And they got to tussling for a second, but when they seen how bad we was fighting, they're both trying to pull us off or whatever. They're trying to pull us off. She's leaking. I'm in her, y'all. Like, it's all of the pinned up, built up anger from when we were teenagers, the hurt, the betrayal. My ancestors came out from fighting easy, and I'm beating her in so bad. I'm like, and I'm crying while I'm fighting her. This has only happened to me a few times, but I felt so hurt by this. Like, girl, like this girl, I didn't even tell y'all, she changed her whole persona when she started like actually dating him. She started talking in an accent that she didn't even have. Like, when I get on the camera, I tend to code switch. Like, I tend to have like my HR voice or whatever, because I don't know, I just always like to articulate my words, and like I don't have no heavy Atlanta accent or nothing like that. But when I'm talking in regular day-to-day conversation, I definitely don't speak as proper. So that's one thing though, that's on the camera. She completely, only when he was around, started talking in this heavy Atlanta accent that sounded goofy because it wasn't real. And she didn't even do it right. She started completely changing up her whole like aesthetic and how she dressed, which I've done that for boys in high school and stuff. Like, y'all already know, I turned into a literal like scene girl, trying to be like a freaking alt girl, even though that really was like clearly something that I'm into. But it took me having a crush on this boy for me to get into it for real. Like, that's cool, but are you okay? Like, actually. So I'm beating her in. They end up pulling us apart. She has a 12-ass neighborhood. They be calling the police on her for loud music in her apartment. So my boyfriend ends up pulling me hardest off of her. He throws me in a car. Not throws me, but like puts me in a car. He gets in the car, he skirts off, and he's just like, fam, and I'm crying, and he's like, bruh, like, that's lame as, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? He's like,
what do you mean what we gonna do? You just did what you needed to do, like what?
And I'm like, I'm never gonna see that money though. And he's like,
I mean, if you want to do a civil suit or something, you can, but you just beat her up, so I don't see how you could do that.
And he was like,
you don't need to do that. You gonna make that money back tenfold. Like, she clearly needed more than you do, or he clearly needed more than he do, or you do, he a bum, she a bum with him. Like, you don't need, like, to be around her.
He been telling me to cut her off when she started being inconsiderate. Like, y'all, there were times where she would leave me at the club because they were arguing outside, and she would go outside and she would get in the car with him and then say she was just gonna talk to him, and then she would leave with him and let me know. There was one time where I went to her house and we were supposed to have a girls' night, just us together, and I was cooking spaghetti. She was supposed to make the garlic knots, and we were supposed to just cook together, have a girls' night, drink some teleport or something, and watch movies. And she literally said she was going outside to argue with him, or like to talk something out with him real quick, and she didn't want him to come in because she didn't want him to be part of the girls' night, and then was literally in a car talking to him for an hour until I texted her. I called her, she didn't answer. Another hour went by. I finally go out there, I get done cooking and everything. I go out there to check on her because now I'm worried about you, because you just said y'all was arguing. I already don't like him or trust him. I go out there and she's hunching him in the car. Hunching him in the car in a fishbowl, by the way. I didn't like peek in the car. Like, I could see them hunching in the car in the parking lot of the complex. And they didn't see me see them hunching, but she comes back inside 30 minutes after that, and she's just like, sorry girl, like, we just really had to talk it out. And I was like, girl, y'all was fucking, like, stop, y'all was fucking. And she was like, oh, sorry girl. Like, I'm like, girl, I don't care. Like, that's his car. You can hunch in the car with him, I don't care. But it's like, it's the principle of you leaving me in here when we supposed to be doing this together. I done cooked all this stuff by myself, and like, you know what I'm saying? It's just the principle. We got into it about that and just other inconsiderate stuff. And my boyfriend was telling me to stop fucking with her, and lo and behold, another situation with some thieving ass. Like, it's just lame to me. Like, I still don't know if it was really like her trying to be on some hero or on some like savior, trying to get him out of the negatives, and I don't know, on some like validation. I don't know why she did that, but it was again about the principle. Like, I would never do no like that to you. It takes a nigga or a friend or somebody. It's always another party that has you allowing yourself to disrespect me or do me dirty when I'd be nothing but genuine to you. And like, y'all, that's really the end of this story time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Comment other videos that you guys want to see from me. Turn on the post notification. Wow, I'm not even gonna cut that out. Turn on the post notification bell so you never miss when I post a video. Follow me on all my social medias that are in the link tree in the description box below. Also, tune in for a vlog I will be dropping either the day after this video or at max 2 days after you see this video. That video will be up, so turn on your post notifications for that. I love you guys so much. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
ChesaTheBrat, ChesaTheBrat.